Hey, yo, whoa. This is Anski's opinion. Breaking news update. Breaking news update, you guys. This is my first time actually doing this. I usually don't speak on subjects like this, but I've been following the drill scene in Chicago for a while. Um, this name that I'm about to mention has been talked about a lot in the drill scene there. Well, I think everybody should know or have heard by now that 051 Woo, 051 Woo has been unalived at a listening party for 051 Driller. I know what everyone's gonna say. What do you expect? This is, the drill scene. This is Chicago. With this one, it hits a little different, guys. I'm gonna say, yeah, it is the drill scene, and deaths happen all the time. So we would say, yeah, deaths are expected there. So this one hits a little different for me because we just saw Wu probably a couple of months back on a video bumping into 600 Breezy. Altercation happened, off of camera that I don't even know why I was even spoken on, but they saying that, shots was fired in that scenario, right? So this would make you say, okay, yeah, he pressing dudes, you know what I'm saying? What y'all expect, he a phase, this and that. When Wu did walk up, and those guys understood they was in an area they shouldn't be in. It could have popped right off if that's what he was on. I don't think that was what he was on, so that's why he came through questioning what was happening. But just to let them know and make them aware that, yeah, we're here and we know that you guys are in our neighborhood. So the reason why I'm saying that this hits a little different is because Wu is a little different. 051 Wu was one that I kind of liked. I had hopes for him to, make it through this. If everybody know, y'all know that 051 Wu is 051 Melly's younger brother. Everybody know who Melly is, the grave digger. Everybody know about 051. Those guys are no joke. But what I would say is, just by listening to him speak and watching some of his interviews and not really hearing too much about him in the streets of Chicago as far as, killings and all of that. When I listened to this brother talk on interviews or whatever, he talked about how, he was working and, he don't really be out like that because, he worked and he take care of his son. Seen him a few times on video with his son. This is why I felt the need to put a video out about this situation, is because this is one of the guys that I did take an interest in because I saw something different in this brother. My condolences to his family, his girl, his children, because this is gonna be hard, you guys, for them to go through. But it's been announced, early in the AM today, December 28th, 2025, 051 Wu was murdered. It's been said that a few others were shot as well. He wasn't the only one who was shot. I heard that it was others that were shot. So it sounds like the listening party was shot up. It wasn't just like a targeted killing as far as just him, but it was targeted shooting at the whole entire group with someone knowing about the location of where this listening party was happening. Now, I know people want to speak on certain things and they say, okay, is this retaliation for Basil? Basil is another drill legend out of Chicago on the side of Durkin and with the OTF. I said, you guys, I really don't never report on these things because I don't like to, highlight the negativity of that, So I don't want to shed light to something that I feel like is like beating a dead horse. My thing is, a little bit more of comedy side, but also with a message, Within this situation, like I said, it bothered me to hear that this morning, and it drove me to, dig in and do a little research on what's happening as far as the situation. And I'm gonna say this is very sad because I think that young brother had potential. I think that he was holding the group of guys who are a part of 051 together, I would say. Who was probably one of the ones who was the glue to that. And somebody that a lot of them respected and actually got them on a level of doing things a little bit different. Like as far as they was out there passing out food and, in the hood and just trying to do something a little bit different and positive. Like I said, his brother's working. I think he was working construction if I'm not mistaken. But he had to make it a pretty decent bag. He was a father who was very attentive to his child as far as what I could see. And I want to give a RIP to this brother. And in my opinion, this entire situation, as far as the war in Chirac or whatever they want to call it at this point, the drill scene or whatever, it's becoming senseless. There's so much things that we can do, as a people, other than just destroy each other. So to me, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that this is senseless. Like I said, everybody know Melly. You know his reputation. That wasn't Wu's reputation. Not making Wu out to be a saint or anything. But I just saw a difference in personalities as far as that I saw growth within that young man. So I just wanted to come on here and share what I feel about the situation. And hopefully this wasn't a retaliation for the trolling that they're saying that Driller did on the song speaking on Basil's death. And basically they saying claim in his body. So I never really heard him outright say we did this to, the trolling, they said certain things and putting things out there, will make a person say, oh, what they saying, was he saying that they did this, But nobody knows what happened with that because no one's been arrested as far as his murder is concerned. But Wu didn't say it. If Driller is not one of the ones who was shot at the party, the other three didn't say it, but they're 051 Young Money. So, you're guilty by affiliation. My point is this is becoming senseless, you guys. A lot of you brothers are turning 30 or going into your 30s. I think it's time to really, really figure out something else to do. Other than this, I get it. We are at a crossroads right now. This has been Ensky's opinion, breaking news, update. I think I will start shooting some of these videos, you guys, putting out updates as they come in, just to be a little bit more consistent with my uploading segments on this show. Again, I would like for you guys to like, follow, subscribe. This has been another Ensky's Opinion. Breaking news. I'm out.